From the Inspirational Horse Journals, a conversation about learning and what surrounds this magical process. We are not learning alone. Our horse partner is also involved. Before I get started, I wanted to share some footage from 2010. You'll see my original herd as we have a wonderful interaction in an open pasture. There is little, if any, kicking, biting, or pushing. They are all invested on interacting with me. Since there are 6 of them, they have to share my attention. I have to also share, being aware of my full 360-degree space. Because of our agreement we've made together, over time, I'm very safe, as they are taking care of me. I even have food in this example, which can intensify their desire, causing them to compete with each other for my attention, or space, or each other's space and attention. Who gets the food first? The foundation of Inspirational Horse is clear, as they remain in connection to me with attention and exuberance that I couldn't ask for. It can only come as an offer from them. My own process of learning has influenced my teaching style greatly, alongside with the awareness that the horse is helping me understand myself better in ways I had in my younger years completely missed. They have shown me that my perspective on what is happening plays a huge role in what I learn and absorb. I found that if I allowed my initial judgment to come in, then of course my actions would support my judgment. This moved me away from my intuitive side and feel, and away from truly listening to the horse. If I allowed myself to simply observe what was happening, a shift in perspective took place. And from my observing, information would start to flow into my awareness. This then allowed me to flow into a conversation with the horse based on full depth of information. Of course, learning how to do this doesn't happen overnight, but if desired, we all have the ability. In reflecting on the learning process, I realized that I've always had a deep desire to get to the root or bottom of something, knowing that there is always an answer or a door that would open if I just didn't give up. This confidence led me to really learn that even if I felt uncomfortable, it was fine. Keep seeking. As I started teaching, I realized that most people are not like this. As soon as something gets uncomfortable or wrong or confusing, they pull back. Alongside them is their horse, learning to do the same and anticipate this behavior. Now, some students would do the opposite. They would push, adding pressure to hurry up and figure it out. So now we have stress alongside our horses. Thankfully, the foundation that Inspirational Horse offers allows people to step into their confidence, into their quiet, grounded space, into their awareness and listening powers, like I've never seen. With the horse by their side instead of under their control, they realize that it can be very easy to stay in a conversation with a horse and not fall into a loss of control and a loss of connection. The horse gains confidence in talking with us and learning to trust us and our mental, energetic, and physical actions. Witness for yourself. Become more and more aware of where you are coming from. Notice what happens as you have a thought about what to do. The horse tunes in very highly to what you are doing behind the scenes. All of our depth that we think is hidden is energetically very visible. The horse is tracking and interacting with this underground river. Only when we stop, slow down, and ground ourselves do we gain access with conscious awareness. Supporting students in accessing their own natural abilities to connect and develop at a higher level of connection with their horse is at the core of Inspirational Horse. with the power of the inspirational horse language, we set into motion a skill and a practice to enhance and truly integrate the high quality of horse-human relationship. What you do and where you go with this information is up to you and your creativity. While I don't find myself in the field of science very often, there are sometimes topics that may very much help our understanding of how learning happens. For me, helping students to see there is nothing wrong with them. There are areas that if we understand how to navigate can actually be extremely powerful. Recently, I came across a podcast on neuroplasticity. It fascinated me. Listening to this podcast really connected me to the awareness of how adults learn. As I watched students move through their process with the horse, I felt that if people knew they were potentially building neuroplasticity or not, that it could greatly support their overall understanding and quality of learning. My mind then turned to the horse. Not sure what kind of research has been done, but watching horses go through a new process and how they interact with it made me think that they go through potentially a similar process to us. I also witnessed that because of their sensitivity to us, they may very well be going through our process with us. Meaning, when you experience your process and think outwardly, it's the horse, and mainly, it's actually your process that they are mirroring on a high level. I've learned that the more I hone my awareness and focus there, the more I'm learning and able to shift. As Huberman shares, awareness is our first step. Our deliberate intent is necessary for change to occur. It's also fascinating that just watching or being involved in something new doesn't mean you'll absorb it. We have to take that next step into awareness and thoughtful intent. Makes a lot of sense why changing old patterns can feel challenging. They already have their foot in the door. Adding new connections is about the release of old first. Wow, have I felt that before, and also see it in the horses. Because the awareness and intentional shift opens us up to new connections, I now have an explanation as to why I see such transformation in horse and human through the teachings of Inspirational Horse. I've linked the podcast below. Please enjoy. I hope this helps and supports your journey with the horse. Love and learning.